Welcome to the Far West and Mid-Continent Awards Ceremony. I would like to introduce David Kistin, who will lead the awards ceremony for both regions. David is the Deputy Regional Coordinator for the Mid-Continent region. David?
Thank you, and thank you all for joining us today as we celebrate the profession's outstanding achievements. We will start with the Far West Awards, then move to the Mid-Continent Award winners. At the end of each category, we'll show a video exploring the winning projects in more detail. You can also learn more about the winners in the awards tab on the meeting website. So first, I'd like to thank all of the Far West judges for taking the time and effort to review these submissions. Without your volunteer efforts, these tech transfer successes wouldn't be recognized. So thank you all. So the results in the Far West have winners in 3 award categories. These categories are Outstanding Commercialization Success, Outstanding Partnership, and Outstanding Technology Development. The winner for Outstanding Commercialization Success is the USDA Agricultural Research Service Pacific West area for release of new pulse varieties. During fiscal year 2021, the USDA-ARS released 8 new varieties of dried seed legumes. Let's learn more about pulse varieties and how they relate to tech transfer as we watch a video submitted by the USDA. To see the full video, please go to the awards tab on the meeting site.
Hi, I am Teresa O'Keefe, Technology Transfer Assistant for Pacific West Area Agricultural Research Service, USDA. It is my pleasure today to introduce this year's winners of FLC Far West's Award for Outstanding Commercial Success, ARS's very own Grain, Legume Genetics, and Physiology Research Unit, located in Pullman, Washington, for their development and commercial release of new pulse varieties. George Vandemark is the research leader of the unit. George, will you please give us a brief introduction to what your unit has accomplished in the area of outstanding commercial success?
Thanks for giving us a chance to talk about our accomplishment this year. This year, our unit released 8 new varieties of pulse crops. And pulse crops are grain legumes that include beans, chickpeas, lentils, and peas. They're historically important crops for human nutrition, and they're grown in rotation with cereals, including wheat and barley and corn. This year, we released 1 lentil variety, USDA-ARS, which is a small green lentil. We also released 2 pinto bean varieties, USDA-Basin and USDA-Rattler. 2 new spring-sown yellow peas were also released by the research unit, USDA-Kite and USDA-Peregrine. But most importantly, 3 new fall-sown peas were released by the unit, including 2 fall-sown green peas, USDA-Mica and USDA-Dint, and also a yellow pea, USDA-Klondike. And these fall-sown peas will provide growers with completely new cropping options to winter wheat and winter barley in the Pacific Northwest and Northern Plains of the United States. And in addition to the release of these new varieties, commercial licenses were also developed for 2 of our recent variety releases, the chickpea USDA-Quinn and the pinto bean USDA-Rattler. And now we can hear a bit more from the scientists that are principally involved in these releases.
Thank you, George. First, I'll ask Rebecca McGee, plant breeder, a series of questions regarding, well, what is the importance, Rebecca, of these pea variety releases, and what sort of commercial interests have there been in these varieties? And finally, how does the public benefit from the development of new pulse varieties?
Well, like George said, Dint, Mica, and Klondike are autumn-sown peas that are the first in their class. They're the first autumn-sown, winter-hardy, food-quality peas that we've developed. Prior to 2009, autumn-sown peas could not be sold in the more lucrative food-quality market. They had to be sold as feed. In 2009, marketing regulations were changed, and we started breeding fast and furious for food-quality peas. we're able to develop these peas with a lot of input from our stakeholders. And developing these desirable peas will allow the growers to shift some of their field work to the autumn and provide farmers in the low precipitation areas of the Pacific Northwest, as well as the northern tier of states, with a sustainable, profitable rotational option to the small grains. In terms of the commercial interest, as the crosses were made, I got a lot of input and a lot of interest from both farmers and processors. I've had a tremendous amount of support from them, and they've really helped me direct this breeding program. As the breeding lines were advanced to cultivars, interest in evaluating and licensing the cultivars has also increased, and now we have trials going out across the northern tier to potential licensees. In terms of the public benefits, I think the biggest beneficiary by far is the farmer. They'll be able to shift field work from a rather risky, unreliable spring to a more reliable autumn. The winter peas are a very good alternative, high-yielding crop that will increase the sustainability and profitability of their operations. And the crop will leave nitrogen as well as water in the soil profile behind for the subsequent crops.
Congratulations to the USDA-ARS Pacific West area for their outstanding commercialization success story. Our next Far West Award is for Outstanding Partnership. This award goes to Lawrence Berkeley National Laboratory for their technology, CalTestBed, the nation's largest clean energy testbed ecosystem. Clean energy entrepreneurs in California now have access to more than 60 world-class testing facilities, thanks to a voucher program led by New Energy Nexus in partnership with Berkeley Lab and the University of California and Office of the President. We'll hear more about this initiative from a video submitted by the winners.
Hello, my name is Tenley Dahlstrom, and I'm the director of the California Testbed Initiative at New Energy Nexus. I'm deeply honored that the CalTestBed program has been recognized with the 2021 Federal Laboratory Consortium Outstanding Partnership Award. CalTestBed is a program supported through the California Energy Commission's Electric Program Investment Charge Funds that are used to accelerate the transformation of the electricity sector to meet the state's energy and climate goals. The CalTestBed program was designed with a commitment to ensuring that all Californians benefit from the state's transition to a clean energy economy through greater safety and resilience of the electricity system, access to clean energy technologies for buildings, industry, and transportation, and improvements in affordability and health. The effort also supports businesses, job creation, and local economies. These cross-sectoral geometric impacts are critical to supporting the well-being of communities throughout the state. CalTestBed is an ambitious program built on the foundation of a strong public-private partnership led by New Energy Nexus in close collaboration with Lawrence Berkeley National Lab and the University of California Office of the President. This initiative provides clean energy entrepreneurs in 10 different technology categories vouchers of up to $300,000 to fund third-party testing at one of more than 60 world-class facilities housed at Berkeley Lab and 9 different University of California campuses. Through the initiative's national symposium, CalTestBed companies are connected to next-level partners to accelerate them towards commercialization and broad deployment of their technologies. This program would not be possible without dedicated partners sharing the same vision, collaborating on strategy development and agreements, coordinating on implementation and communication about impacts and opportunities. I'd like to thank the California Energy Commission for funding CalTestBed as part of their efforts to accelerate clean energy entrepreneurs from inspiration to innovation to commercialization. The exemplary collaboration between New Energy Nexus and the CEC's Energy Deployment and Market Facilitation Office enabled this initiative to launch and thrive. The leadership of Lawrence Berkeley National Lab and the University of California Office of the President demonstrated both courage and vision to enter into this partnership with New Energy Nexus. It took extraordinary talent to craft the custom agreement framework that unified 9 UC campuses and Berkeley Lab under one program. Thank you to the brilliant legal minds who conceived of, negotiated, and agreed on these terms. This Herculean effort depends on the dedication and persistence of the people who are united in its implementation. With that in mind, I would like to thank our UCOP liaison, each of the 10 campus ombudspeople, in addition to the principal investigators and laboratory staff who work with the entrepreneurs to develop and conduct the testing protocols funded through the vouchers. I also appreciate the contracts and invoicing specialists and those who are submitting, collecting, and analyzing program metrics. CalTestBed subcontractors Momentum and the Los Angeles Clean Tech Incubator have provided critical support and thought partnership to the strategic planning and implementation of CalTestBed activities. A debt of gratitude goes to the nationally recognized experts of the CalTestBed Technology Advisory Committee and those subject matter experts who serve in our pool of technical reviewers. I would like to recognize the New Energy Nexus CEO and CFO for laying the groundwork for this program, and to my colleagues who ensure its successful implementation. Thank you for your support, humor, patience, and dedication. Finally, I would like to acknowledge the creativity, bravery, and innovation of the entrepreneurs who apply to CalTestBed. CalTestBed is a prime example of leveraging resources at multiple public and private institutions to accelerate clean energy adoption and commercialization. The CalTestBed model showcases how government entities, nonprofits, entrepreneurs, federal labs, and university campuses can partner to affect significant public impact and bring new innovations to a worldwide market. Thank you to the FLC Far West region for recognizing the CalTestBed program for its outstanding partnership. And thank you to all of our partners in this endeavor.
Congratulations to Berkeley Lab and all of their partners for this outstanding partnership initiative. We look forward to seeing more on this partnership very soon. Our final category, Outstanding Technology Development, has 3 winners. The first is the Idaho National Laboratory for its OpDefender technology. We are going to share some extra details with you about this. So OpDefender, engineered by researchers from INL, can protect utilities and other users of computer-controlled industrial systems from cyber attacks. Critical infrastructure like the electric power grid, oil and gas pipelines, transportation systems, and manufacturing facilities are facing an ever-increasing risk of cyber attack. More tools are needed to help thwart these attacks. The OpDefender system consists of a network switching appliance and a network human-machine interface. OpDefender starts with the premise that no device on a control system network can be trusted. It operates under whitelisting rules, meaning that no device is allowed to communicate on the network until the OpDefender is configured to allow that device. Any data transmitted that is not already whitelisted triggers an alarm. OpDefender has been tested in a realistic full-scale environment where hackers attacked an operating power system with the intent of doing physical damage. While work still needs to be done to make it commercially viable, initial results show that the system can be scaled to larger systems and applied to newer existing systems cost-effectively. This team would like to acknowledge several important contributors. The technical contributions of Chris Watts and Michael McCarty have been key to the successful development of OpDefender. Thanks also to Leslie Wright for spearheading the application for this award. And finally, congratulations to all of INL for the OpDefender technology. Our next Outstanding Technology Development Award goes to NASA Ames's Research Center for its nascent technology partnership. NASCENT, which stands for National Airspace System Constraint Evaluation and Notification Tool, minimizes weather-related flight delays. This, in turn, reduces costs and environmental impacts. Congratulations to the NASA Ames Research Center for their nascent technology. Our final award for Outstanding Technology Development goes to the USDA Agricultural Research Service for their in vitro tick feeding system for use in disease research. This ARS team has developed an artificial tick feeding system that offers a less expensive way to study Lyme disease and other tick-borne diseases and minimizes the number of live animals required for research. Join me in congratulating the USDA Agricultural Research Service for their outstanding technology development. Now, please join us for a short video with more details about the NASA and ARS technologies.
Hello everyone, my name is 𝐶𝐫𝐿, and I'm the Principal Investigator for the National Airspace System Constraint Evaluation and Notification Tool, or NASCENT, the winner of the 2021 Outstanding Technology Development Award from the Far West region of the Federal Laboratory Consortium. The air transportation system in the United States is the most complex transportation system in the world, with an extensive route network and numerous decision makers. We know that air traffic control is one of the most stressful jobs and that weather causes significant delays throughout the system. As long as aircraft have to deviate around weather for safety, there will be a need for technology like NASCENT. The NASA team developed NASCENT to make the flight operations over the United States more efficient, especially when severe weather occurs across the nation. The technology evaluates flight routes for more than 6,000 aircraft flying over the United States in real time. Then it checks if the flight could get a shorter, time-saving route to a downstream point, or if it needs to deviate around predicted weather on its path. All this is done with a patented technology that tries to reduce the air traffic controller and traffic manager workload by developing smart controller polygons and implementing historical routes. Going forward, this technology can be used by the FAA as well as the airlines to enhance airspace capacity, reduce flight delays and environmental emissions, and benefit the economy as well. The software was operationally tested at 2 major airlines and has been licensed by 3 companies. Once the pandemic is past us, we look forward to this technology achieving operational deployment. A derivative technology from single flight benefit to simultaneous multiple flight implementation has already been delivered to the FAA. The general public benefits in more than one way. The nascent technology makes the difference between missing a connecting flight to reaching home and having dinner with the family, or attending that meeting for which you flew all this far. The carbon footprint left behind by aviation can be drastically reduced as well. The money saved on fuel can significantly contribute to the airline's bottom line and in turn help the US economy. I and my team would like to thank NASA for the resource and management support over the years, and would like to thank our families for their continuous encouragement during the course of this technology development. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm glad to be here today. On behalf of Wendell Johnson and myself, we would like to thank the Federal Laboratory Consortium for Technology Transfer for this prestigious award. I'm Masar Weti. I work for the United States Department of Agriculture, ARS, Animal Disease Research Unit in Pullman, Washington State. My laboratory focuses on tick and tick-borne disease research. Ticks and tick-borne diseases cause substantial economic burden for both animal and human health. To understand and develop methods to control ticks and tick-borne diseases, animals have historically been required. To reduce, replace, and refine the use of animals for research, our laboratory developed a novel in vitro tick feed system. Our in vitro tick feed system will advance tick-borne disease research due to the simplicity of assembling and disassembling of the system. Reproducibility of the data is increased. The ease of cleaning and blood changing does not interrupt the tick feeding. In addition, the system mimics animal blood temperature through a heating element connected to the digital heating power source and blood circulating via peristaltic pump. The novel in vitro tick feed system will revolutionize research for developing tick and tick-borne disease control strategies. The system allows the evaluation of interaction between tick and the membrane, determining the efficacy of drugs and antibodies to disease agents, and testing novel chemicals to kill ticks. To date, several national and international institutes have requested material transfer agreement to use our in vitro tick feed system for study tick behavior and tick physiology. The system will improve animal health and increase meat and milk production. In addition, it will provide solutions for emerging arthropod-borne diseases that affect humans. Finally, I would like to thank Washington State University, Department of Technical Service for manufacturing the system, and my graduate student, Rubika Dimonish, for testing the system. Thank you.
Congratulations to all the Far West Award winners, and a huge thanks to everyone across the labs for preparing and submitting these nominations. Now let's transition over to the Mid-Continent region. The Mid-Continent, like the Far West, had an amazing set of judges this year who were integral in reviewing and selecting our award winners. So thank you all for your time. Very much appreciated. This year, the Mid-Continent had 4 award categories. These are Excellence in Tech Transfer, the Partnership Award, Notable Technology, and Outstanding Tech Transfer Professional. One lab was awarded the Excellence in Technology Transfer Award. That was Sandia Labs for their work on MIRaGE, a futuristic design tool for metamaterials. The field of optical metamaterials has struggled to achieve its full potential because of its reliance on trial and error to find optimal configurations. MIRaGE, which stands for Multi-Scale Inverse Rapid Group Theory for Engineered Metamaterials, is software that turns this problem on its head using an inverse design approach. MIRaGE is now in use at more than 30 national institutions. Now we'll learn more about this impressive work from a video submitted by the applicants.
MIRaGE is a group theory-based multi-scale simulation toolkit that enables the inverse design of metamaterials exhibiting exotic electromagnetic behaviors beyond the limits of conventional optics.
MIRaGE allows you to say, here is the behavior I want. What does it look like? Help me build it, give me a template to fill, or just give me a library that I can download from and tweak upon. It removes the need for a team of tens of people with vastly different expertise. You would have needed a mathematician, a physicist, an electromagnetics expert, a material scientist, just put them all in the same room to get one metamaterial out.
It takes metamaterial design from this arena of your own intuition and a lot of trial and error to being able to purposely design something that you want. And then it also allows you to optimize under a framework that, as long as you stay within a certain symmetry group, you know that you can get the behavior you want, as opposed to accidentally sort of leaving that realm, if you will, and going into space where you'll actually never get the answer you want.
You may be tweaking something that's just not going to be there. You're chasing a mirage, which is where we got the word for our software from. But the reality is, to intuition-based design is not the way to go. You want to be able to say, here's the behavior I want, and what does the metamaterial have to look like?
Man-made optical metamaterials, known for exhibiting exotic behaviors impossible with natural materials, have often been touted as the technology that will someday enable flat, compact lenses, smaller satellites, and cloaking devices.
When you have a tool that is intended to be given to anywhere from college students to top-of-the-field academics, you need to have the availability of that tool to be responsive to their needs. And the tool has been able to allow them to discover maybe some of the things that they've created in the lab, why it's behaving in the way that it is, without having to run a simulation or even put anything on silicon.
It's fast, it's portable. We have it run on a laptop as well as on a workstation, and the more power you give it, the faster it is. On an average laptop, a calculation step takes less than a minute. Compare it to other tools that I've used, it would have taken hours, if not half a day, to get a step through.
It is recognized that there is a shortfall of computational approaches for metamaterials, which is why DARPA is funding this project.
I think the impact will be that we've never before had a tool which allows us to systematically understand how the shapes and structures of these sub-wavelength scale atoms perform when you group them together. The interactions between them are very complicated. What this tool allows you to do is find shapes and structures that A, you can make, and B, when you assemble them into a material, have the bulk properties that you need.
And MIRaGE is not limited to cubic tiles. It can handle parallelograms, hexagonal, prism, and octagonal shapes.
Now metamaterials is everybody's game. Everybody can come in and design a metamaterial and get it to work. That's what the objective of MIRaGE was. It's fulfilling that hole, that big gap in how tools that did metamaterials existed. No guesswork, no tediousness, no pain, no cross-disciplinary expertise that you have to have, no huge research teams. Now you just have to have your imagination and idea, and the tool will do the rest.
Congratulations to the MIRaGE team from Sandia National Laboratories. Our next category includes 2 winners in the Partnership Award. The first recipient is the National Renewable Energy Laboratory for their 𝐄𝐱𝐜 Game Changer Accelerator powered by NREL. This program is a multi-million-dollar partnership with Shell Global, managed under a DOE Agreement for Commercializing Technology, or ACT, that was executed in 2018. Second recipient of the Partnership Award is the U.S. Air Force 59th Medical Wing Science and Technology for clinical research, development, and innovation support for the Air Force. The 59th Medical Wing Office of Research and Technology Applications is a small team committed to helping establish collaborative partnerships to address military medical needs with the best solutions possible. Established in late 2016, the order has quickly demonstrated its commitment to collaboration, executing a total of 83 active partnership agreements before its 5th birthday. Now, please join me in watching a video with more details about the partnership efforts of NREL and the 59th Medical Wing.
Greetings from the National Renewable Energy Lab. My name is Rochelle Ely, and I am the Technical Project Manager for the 𝐄𝐱𝐜 Game Changer Accelerator powered by NREL, or gcxn for short.
My name is Megan Bolliper, and I'm a Senior Agreement Specialist at NREL. We are incredibly honored to accept this award from the Federal Lab Consortium on behalf of NREL and the gcxn team. GCXN provides promising clean tech startups with access to Shell financial resources and NREL state-of-the-art facilities and world-class technical experts. GCXN is a great example of a national lab leveraging the Agreement for Commercializing Technology Mechanism, or ACT for short, to make a significant impact toward advancing emerging clean energy technologies. With ACT, we were able to accommodate some of the language that Shell wanted to include per their corporate requirements, which other lab partnering mechanisms could not afford. Development of this unprecedented program would not have been possible without ACT.
Through the ACT, NREL is flexibly partnered with Shell in ways that ultimately benefit both cohort startups and the NREL researchers working closely with them. GCXN is a flagship example of how powerful the ACT can be by enabling industry and startups to leverage a significant federal investment into NREL's world-class expertise and facilities. GCXN aligns with NREL's mission by selecting the most promising startups spanning the clean tech sector. Between NREL's massive capabilities in renewable energy and energy efficiency and Shell's strategic interests, we present an unparalleled opportunity for cohort startups to accelerate their path to market. What do our companies have to say about the program? Andrew Shi is the CEO of Feasible, a GCXN cohort company focused on developing a technology platform that uses sound waves and data analytics to deliver insights about batteries across the value chain. Andrew says, GCXN has been a really big catalyst. It allowed us to test our technology on commercially relevant cells. That's really important as we refine understanding of how we create economic value for our customers. Through GCXN, our NREL researchers benefit by working closely on market-relevant research. Miles Steiner, an NREL researcher and GCXN PI, says, collaborating with GCXN has required us to think carefully about how a developing technology might be manufactured and commercialized in the near term, which is a valuable frame of mind for applied R&D. The GCXN program is a force multiplier between NREL, Shell, and the startups it supports. This partnership allows us to move at the speed of business. Let's turn it over to Shell's perspective. We will hear from 𝐻𝐿a LeBlanc, the Regional Manager for New Energies and Technologies at Shell. Over to you, 𝐻𝐿a.
Hi, everyone. My name is 𝐻𝐿a LeBlanc, and I am the incoming General Manager for Commercial Innovation Partnerships at Shell. Shell 𝐿-𝐴𝐺 is a proud partner with NREL in the GCXN program. GCXN provides a variety of resources, including financial support, lab facilities, and subject matter expertise to rising clean tech startups. I am personally proud of the GCXN program for many reasons, but especially the resilience demonstrated by everyone involved throughout the recent pandemic. GCXN companies have made remarkable progress in their technical development and market penetration, despite all of the supply chain delays and other disruptions from the pandemic. As societies continue to advance on the journey to a cleaner energy future, the technological advancements from the GCXN companies are especially relevant to progress both in step with and in support of society's evolving energy needs. So on behalf of Shell 𝐿-𝐴𝐺, I would like to extend my appreciation to the FLC for honoring GCXN with this award. I would also like to congratulate everyone at GCXN, including the entire NREL team and the participating GCXN companies, for all of your hard work in earning this very honorable achievement. So congratulations and thank you.
I'm Dr. Scott Walter, the Director of Technology for the 59th Medical Wing, located in sunny San Antonio, Texas. Please note that the views and opinions expressed in this video are solely mine, do not represent an endorsement by or the views of the United States Air Force, the Department of Defense, Defense Health Agency, or the United States government. On behalf of the Office of Research and Technology Applications, or just simply the ORDA team, we are honored to be selected by the Mid-Continent region of the Federal Laboratory Consortium to receive the 2021 Partnership Award for providing exceptional technology transfer support to our customers. The team of Mr. Joe Lynch, Mr. Jim Wiseman, Mr. Tom Gardner, Mr. David Sharon, and I are very appreciative and thankful for the recognition of the hard work and amazing accomplishments we've enabled over the last 2 years that have enhanced and improved our ability to conduct collaborative medical research with industry, academia, government, public, private organizations, and others who are interested in working with the military to address our medically related gaps, requirements, needs, and desires for enhanced medical capabilities. Our team supports the Air Force's 59th Medical Wing, the Department of Defense's largest outpatient ambulatory surgical center that has an operating budget of over $271 million and a staff of over 6,653 personnel, serving more than 55,000 patients in over 25 outpatient clinics and clinical services. Among the wing's many missions, a major focus of the 59th Medical Wing is to conduct state-of-the-art medical research and development for the advancement of military readiness and optimization of the health of the warfighter, with hundreds of ongoing research projects conducted by over 200 government researchers at over 70 sites in San Antonio and at enterprise locations worldwide. The research topics that we support include such areas as military operational medicine, military infectious diseases, clinical and rehabilitative medicine, combat casualty care, clinical competency, medical readiness training, as well as research in response to the recent COVID outbreak. Our ORA team is a small team of 5 professionals committed to providing military research for the best support possible for establishing collaborative research partnerships with businesses, academia, and other organizations to address our military medical needs, requirements, and gaps with the best solutions possible while leveraging diverse resources and promoting bilateral transfer of technology between federal, state, private, public, and nonprofit organizations. In the past 2 years, our ORDA team has accomplished an amazing amount of work, doubling the number of cooperative research and development agreements, or CRADAs, from 17 to over 49 active agreements valued at over $27 million. We increased the number of active material transfer agreements, or MTAs, from 14 to over 24 active agreements valued at over $816,000. We also initiated a new small business innovation research and small business technology transfer process, often just known as SBIRs and SITRs, that enabled the award of over $5.5 million in businesses and universities for developing DoD-required commercially available medical products. One of the several examples of collaborative research that we accomplished was the enablement and development of 5 active and ongoing cooperative research and development agreements, or CRADAs, that we established with the University of Virginia's Center for Addiction Prevention Research, or just CAPR, to assess the health behaviors as well as develop effective interventions and policies for improving the health and promoting the healthy lifestyles for Air Force military members and vulnerable populations throughout the United States. This research focused primarily on the 3 behaviorals that have the greatest impact to daily adjusted life, lost years, and productivity, that being tobacco use, alcohol abuse, and obesity. The findings were used to develop evidence-based interventions, especially for improving the health and performance of new Air Force recruits, as well as evaluate and optimize existing health promotion, disease prevention, smoking and tobacco cessation, and weight management interventions. One of the examples of the many successful SBIR-STR projects that we supported was the naming of an Air Force orthopedic surgeon to work with a small company to develop an enhanced method for anterior ligament repair, or simply ACL repair. The military need for improved ACL surgical healing is tremendous, as the number of new recruits experiencing ACL tears and ruptures during basic training was increasing. The team learned about a new Air Force program that awards SBIR projects to small businesses and universities that have never before worked with the DoD, and developed a package to enable the company to be awarded a $750,000 small business grant, and assisted in leveraging of over matching funds of additional $750,000 for a total award of $1.5 million. The additional funding will accelerate the development and application of the company's bio-derived technology for ligament repair in military and civilian orthopedic surgical and recovery programs, with the objective to reduce recovery times after ACL surgery from many months to just several weeks, enhancing outcomes, improving the quality of life, and reducing lost man hours and saving associated healthcare costs. In conclusion, I'd like to take this opportunity to recognize the dedicated and visionary leadership of Dr. Deborah Niemeyer, the Chief Scientist for the 59th Medical Wing, and thank her for her guidance, support, direction, and caring interaction. Her service to the country has led to the development and implementation of countless medical breakthroughs that save many lives and improve medical outcomes for numerous others, while improving the medical capabilities of the United States Air Force and Department of Defense, our warfighters, and our beneficiaries. Thank you for your time and attention. Take care.
All right, thank you so much to NREL and the 59th Medical Wing. This year, there were 4 awards in the Mid-Continent Notable Technology Award category. This award represents 2 labs, Los Alamos and Sandia National Laboratories. The first Notable Technology Award goes to the Los Alamos National Laboratory for their project entitled QED, Quantum Ensured Defense of the Smart Electric Grid. As hackers find new ways to threaten conventional encryption systems, scientists from Los Alamos are using quantum principles to give electrical grids extra protection against cyber attacks. Field tests have demonstrated the effectiveness of this technology in the communication systems of existing electric grids without the need for a complete system overhaul. The Smart Chutes and Sensors project from Lano also won a Notable Technology Award. Moisture sensing technology from Los Alamos is designed to make conveyor-based biomass refineries more efficient by identifying too wet materials before they create clogged machinery. The patented Los Alamos technology, which uses sound waves to quantify the moisture content of the material being processed, will soon be integrated with a smart chute system developed by 𝐿 and Johansson, a bulk solids handling company. The third Notable Technology Award goes to Sandia National Laboratories for their project titled Binary Solvent Diffusion for Large Nanoparticle Supercrystals and Superior Sensors. Sandia researchers have created a way to turn tiny amounts of gold into large, high-quality supercrystals with the potential to improve the chemical detection of drugs or explosives and the performance of sensors, lasers, and solar panels. The final Notable Technology Award, also from Sandia, is for the wearable diagnostic monitor for upcoming seizure events. People living with epilepsy could soon have life-changing access to a portable device that will give them up to 30 minutes of advance warning before a seizure occurs, thanks to a partnership between Sandia and Know Biological. Researchers at Know Biological have identified several key chemicals or biomarkers that the body emits through sweat, saliva, and exhaled breath 5 to 30 minutes before an epileptic seizure in humans. Now, we'll go back to the videos to learn more about all 4 of these notable technologies.
The nation's electric grid is essential to our daily lives. Ensuring that this critical infrastructure is secure long into the future is vitally important to our national security and industry competitiveness. Los Alamos and Oak Ridge National Laboratories have partnered with the Electric Power Board of Chattanooga, a Tennessee utility and telecommunications company. Their field trials have demonstrated the effectiveness of securing electric grid communications using quantum information.
The cybersecurity of quantum communication systems is based on quantum mechanics and information theory, not on computationally hard problems. That makes these systems immune to any attack that is theoretically possible. This protection, regardless of technological advancement, is attractive to securing large, long-lived networks like the national power grid. We have demonstrated the use of quantum communications to authenticate and encrypt power grid data. The system not only denies access to any third party, but also alerts the network to any attempted intrusions.
Regional utility companies typically use a mix of different components and have fluctuating upgrade schedules. A major challenge was to demonstrate compatibility between different quantum communication systems working in sync across the grid. To solve this challenge, we developed a custom quantum communication system. We then tested it over 19 miles of aerial fiber in severe winter field experiments. We partnered with Oak Ridge National Laboratory to demonstrate interoperability between multiple quantum communication systems. We've taken cutting-edge quantum science and optical physics and made it compatible with existing utility systems and software programs, preparing it for deployment in the field. The labs and the EPB utility then successfully demonstrated the integrated quantum communication systems. The field test took place on the utility's existing metro-scale fiber optic network in tandem with its electrical distribution infrastructure.
Our joint demonstration showed that communication systems built around different quantum phenomena could work together seamlessly. This is a crucial step in taking quantum security technologies out of the laboratory and into the complex networked electric grid.
The pandemic has shown our nation's reliance on an aging and vulnerable electric grid. We have witnessed the shift in power load from commercial centers to our homes. Protecting our nation's infrastructure is critical to maintaining our ability to interact as a society. With quantum communication technologies, we secure the grid from cyber attacks and natural disasters, and also help with the integration of renewable power sources. We used a family of cooperating quantum solutions to demonstrate our quantum approach on the Chattanooga, Tennessee power grid.
The Department of Energy National Laboratories have dedicated many years to developing quantum communication systems. The national labs are uniquely qualified to solve scientific challenges such as these by bringing technology from the laboratory environment to real-world applications. These solutions benefit national security and industry competitiveness, as well as our everyday lives.
Integrated biorefineries transform biorenewable resources, for example corn stover, into commercially viable biochemicals, biopower, and biofuels. Despite large investments in integrated biorefineries, or IBRs, a critical impediment to the global commercialization is bulk solids handling and transport and feedstock variability, which includes moisture.
Current inline moisture sensors are limited by cost, complexity, reliability, and the volume of material that can be sampled. Los Alamos National Laboratory and 𝐏𝐻𝐿 and Johansson collaborated to develop innovative solids handling equipment and unique inline acoustic measurement sensors.
The impacts of our innovative smart chute and acoustic sensors are centered on increasing IBR time on strain, increasing IBR plant operational safety, decreasing maintenance downtime, and costs. And lastly, it offers advanced process strategies to control incoming feedstock quality, thus maximizing product throughput, yield, and selectivity.
We measure flow properties of the corn stover in our laboratory to provide inputs to the chute design. Then taking those results, we designed, built, and demonstrated a smart transfer chute capable of discarding unwanted or undesired biomass based on moisture content input readings from the acoustic sensor.
Our acoustic moisture sensor, as compared to the leading moisture sensors, is a cost-effective yet simple design offering real-time, continuous moisture monitoring capabilities in the target moisture range known to be problematic for reliable bulk solids handling and transport. Because of these advantages, our sensors are not limited to a specific location in the IBR processing train, but yet can be implemented throughout many different locations.
We were able to combine our expertise in bulk solids handling with the lab's expertise in acoustic sensors to create a step change transfer chute design that incorporated the outputs of the acoustic sensor.
Developing our smart chute and acoustic sensor technology required many academic disciplines and skill sets from chemical engineers to physicists to mechanical engineers, software engineers, and materials engineers.
This partnership enabled us to develop a concept we've been working on that needed the input of an online sensor, creating a win-win for both industry and Los Alamos.
Although our smart chute and acoustic moisture sensors were developed for IBRs and corn stover, broader applications include mining, additive manufacturing, pharmaceutical, and the coatings industry. We all know the phrase, "It takes a village." Today's global challenge of climate change and energy security is no different. It's going to take a village to solve these grand challenges we face today. Collaboration among industry and DOE national labs is paramount. No one on this project can say that they as an individual solved the problem, but everyone can say, we solved a problem. And that is the most gratifying aspect of this project.
So we developed binary solvent diffusion approach to fabricate the nanoparticle supercrystals. Essentially, we start with a glass tube. On the bottom, we put gold nanoparticle. In this case, gold is example. We put the gold nanoparticle in toluene solvent, and then on the top, we put isopropanol solvents, and then leave in the ambient condition. The diffusion between the two solvents start immediately, and the isopropanol diffuse into toluene to make the gold particle solution supersaturated and make the supercrystal formation occurred. So these supercrystals looks like exactly like this. They are faceted, and the nanoparticle packing on each facet are different. So they bring different chemical and physical properties, quite unique and different from current thin films. And for example, we demonstrate that when we use this for surface enhanced Raman sensors, they show 9 times enhancement than the thin films.
So nanomaterials offer properties, electrical, optical, magnetic, that are not observed in their bulk counterparts. But to realize the potential of these materials, we have to develop processes that allow us to precisely control their size and their size distribution. Scalability allows us to move this process from the benchtop to a commercial manufacturing facility, which is ultimately critical to realizing the application of these devices on a larger scale.
With further refinement in controlling the size and shape, we can create a specific type of optical antenna. And this antenna can be put on a surface to create a meta surface. And this meta surface can provide a large latitude in controlling reflections, scattering, and absorption. And this will be very useful in controlling light in sub-wavelength scale.
So the discovery is important mainly because we've found an inexpensive way of making very sensitive sensors and antennas. These sensors could be adapted to be chemical sensors. They could detect biological materials. They could be used to detect magnetic fields, electric signals, radio signals.
We can improve upon the properties of existing devices and develop new classes of devices. We can improve the sensitivity and detection capability of sensors, new optoelectronics, energy-saving materials, and data storage devices.
Even though we use gold nanoparticle to fabricate the gold nanoparticle supercrystals, the material really not much used for make one supercrystals. So essentially, overall, the cost for one supercrystals is only about 50 cents per supercrystal.
I think the most exciting part about this is that it's so cheap and easy. We do this at room temperature. It doesn't require expensive laboratory equipment. We could make one right now in just a few minutes.
Hello, my name is Gary Arnold, and I'm the founder of No Biological. 6 years ago, we discovered that people who have epilepsy create unique volatile organic compounds in their bodies just before having a seizure. This gave us the idea that we could develop a portable monitor that would identify these VOCs and send an alert to warn the patient that a seizure was coming. If we could do that, it would be life-changing. Like many things, it's easier said than done. As we researched how to do it and who might be able to help, it became clear there was only one group capable of doing what we needed: Sandia National Laboratories. I'd read about Sandia's work for the military, miniaturizing sensors to carry in the field for detecting explosives. I thought maybe they could help us detect our target VOCs as well. I reached out to Sandia and got Matthew Mormon. Matt understood immediately what we were looking for and how the work Sandia had already done, miniaturizing sensor components, and the subsequent patents they had received might benefit our efforts. It was an easy decision for us to pursue a CRADA with Sandia. While some of the parts and concepts were similar to what Sandia had done for the military, there was no comparable existing technology in the commercial medical space. Both Sandia and No Biological knew that if we could succeed in developing a portable monitor to alert to oncoming seizures in people who have epilepsy, it would be not only transformative, but commercially viable. A critical early warning to someone that a seizure was approaching would allow them time to prepare by protecting themselves. communicating with family and healthcare providers, or otherwise formulate a plan for the vulnerability caused by seizures. In addition, the peace of mind it would give to know when a seizure was coming could reduce or even eliminate the psychological impact of epilepsy. The benefits to the general public and the healthcare system are huge. Worldwide, there are nearly 65 million people who have epilepsy, with more than 3.5 million in the US alone. In this country, there are more than 150,000 new cases of epilepsy and nearly 50,000 deaths directly related to seizures each year. Our monitor will have a multi-sided impact and effect and benefit. In addition to patient care, the healthcare system will benefit with the collection of data from patients, leading to knowledge that may help create new treatment options, more effective protocols, and less burden on health resources. I would like to thank Sandia, Matthew Mormon, Joshua Whiting, and the rest of the team for all their efforts. We look forward to continuing our work with Sandia on not only completing the development of the seizure sensing device, but on the other health conditions that can and will benefit from the joint efforts of No Biological and Sandia National Laboratories. Congratulations to Matt, Josh, and the team on winning this FLC award. Very well deserved.
And a huge congratulations to all of our notable technology award winners. The next category is for the Outstanding Technology Transfer Professionals. It's a great honor to announce this award going to two amazing professionals. Our first awardee is Jean Schulte of the National Renewable Energy Laboratory. Jean is receiving this award for her work managing the lab's software intellectual property portfolio. Since taking this role on in late 2016, Jean has streamlined the way that the lab manages copyright assertions and the deployment of its copyrightable subject matter and software tools. Jean's accomplishments, however, are not just about the software licensing records. They're also about the intangible benefits that result from effective communication with inventors, IP attorneys, and prospective licensees. Congratulations. Our second Outstanding Tech Transfer Professional Award goes to Eric Rosenberg of the U.S. Air Force 67th Cyberspace Wing. As Chief of Cyber Intellectual Property Law at the two Air Force laboratories, Eric Rosenberg wears several hats. He's a negotiator, trainer, advisor, and tech transfer advocate. He is also making Air Force tech transfer history. In 2020, Eric negotiated the first patent license agreement in the history of the 16th Air Force, which is responsible for information warfare. Our final video highlights the great work of these outstanding tech transfer professionals.
Hello, I'm Ann Miller, Director of the Technology Transfer Office at the National Renewable Energy Laboratory. We're so thrilled that Jean has been honored with the Tech Transfer Professional of the Year Award by the FLC Mid-Continent region. She brings so much collaboration and creativity to working with our researchers to promote adoption of our software, that we've seen software record submission rise steadily during her time in the role. She's overseen a number of very impactful licensing deals, as well as making software available as open source so that our software has an impact. She's also in the process made the utmost use of 𝐿Core, TCF, using those to support commercialization of our software. We really owe the success of our software program to Jean's expertise, knowledge, and creativity. We're also so happy to see her bring that to her involvement in the TTWG software community of practice, playing a pivotal role there. We're just incredibly honored to have Jean on our staff and to see her receive this award. Thank you very much.
I'm Jean Schulte from the National Renewable Energy Laboratory. Thank you so much for this award. It's really an honor to receive it, and I'm indebted to my colleagues who nominated me for it and who are such a pleasure to work with every day. They're amazing role models, mentors, and teammates for me. I am also really grateful to the NREL community of researchers and software developers who are tremendous to engage with, work willingly with my office to determine effective paths for software deployment, and really make it just a joy to do my job.
So �WIDLR is software that's used to detect whether code is malicious or benign. It looks at a number of observable features of each file, and then it uses that to come up with a probability. And that allows defenders then to prioritize what's the most important to spend the most time on. �WIDLR is really important because it was developed for for the U.S. military. However, it has dual use potential, and it could definitely be helpful in helping protect consumers and corporations from the various cyber threats that are out there. So it came, this technology transfer came about through our work and partnership with TechLink. TechLink is a partnership intermediary, and we posted about �WIDLR on their website, and various information about those patents. Companies then came to TechLink, and they received help with drafting the patent license application as well as the business commercialization plan. And then they brought those things to us. Then we had negotiations. There was offer, counteroffer. We came up with the terms of the license. And we hammered out the deal. And our first patent license agreement was concluded on December 28th, 2020. And then we concluded a second one in May 2021. We also included a CRADA with the first company in March. And we're hoping to conclude a second CRADA with that second company soon. We're still open to additional offers because this is for non-exclusive licensing. And we've really we've learned a lot from the process. And yeah, so it should be, we're really hopeful for the future for �WIDLR and for other technologies we're seeking to license. It really benefits the Air Force and our airmen because, well, one, patent license agreements, we're allowed to take the revenues from that and invest that into the lab, and so that allows us to further develop new technologies to help the warfighter. But I think most important is the recruitment and retention aspect of technology transfer. Because a lot of these developers, they can't talk a lot about a lot of the work they do. A lot of it's classified. But with technology transfer, you get their work patented, and we have a patent license agreement. We can publicly announce it. It's something that they can take pride in. They can look. It's like, hey, your mom or your dad, they worked on this thing, and they can actually talk about it. And it's something. I think that's just something that they can. It's great for them to be recognized. And also, over half the funds that come from the patent license agreements go to the inventors. And we can also give additional cash awards to those who help further increase the value of the technology. So it's really a way to help reward our skilled inventors and skilled developers in the 90th Cyberspace Operations Squadron. I would like to thank, first and foremost, Colonel Phillips and Ms. Hawk, my commander and our lab director, for all of their support for the technology transfer program. Also like to thank Major DeFabo. He's my boss and staff judge advocate, for all of his guidance and support. I'd also like to thank Ms. Rebecca Lively and Mr. Joe Tavar at the 90th Cyberspace Operations Squadron for all their work during the negotiations on transferring this technology. Mr. Daniel Montville and Ms. Cindy Cuellar also for their help during the negotiations process. And lastly, I'd like to thank TechLink and Mr. Sean Patton for their support and their work as the partnership intermediary organization.
Big congratulations to both Gene and Eric, and congratulations to all the Mid-Continent Regional Award winners. For everyone attending, thank you for joining us today. Thanks for your attention, and I hope you'll join us in congratulating all of these award winners from both regions for their amazing work in tech transfer. Quick reminder, the submissions for national awards are now open. So, if you have good stories, great technologies, and people that you want to nominate, please do so, and we'll continue to honor, all the champions in our field. So congratulations, and thank you again to everybody. So please, as we move forward, don't forget to check out the wildfires modeling and prediction session, which is coming up next on our agenda. Thanks.